Morning. Who's awake? That's about 15% of this room. That's not so good. Okay, well, we'll try to keep you awake until the break. Thanks so much for your attention. This is sort of a commercial for an initiative that many of you probably know about. Who's heard of the Cross-Watershed Network? Who can, if we ask them to, could describe what it is? Oop. Okay, we have a little work to do. Well, my name again is Risa Shimoda. I work with the River Management Society. We're based in Tacoma Park, Maryland. We're a national organization of river managers, scientists, all people who work on rivers. And I'm joined by Deb Campbell.
Hello, I'm Deborah Campbell. I am based out of Las Vegas. I am the facilitator for the Virgin River Conservation Partnership, which is the Lower Virgin River, which is a tributary that rolls into or flows into, when it's flowing, into Lake Mead. And I've been working with the developing Cross-Watershed Network and several colleagues from different watersheds on what we're again calling the Cross-Watershed Network itself. We'll explain really what that means in this PowerPoint in a subsequent video. So next slide. Over the last 2 to 3 years, as people come to these different workshops, we've been surveying formally and informally, asking stakeholders what they need and what would help to be able to coordinate and collaborate. What you were saying is personal peer-to-peer connections, collaboration between watershed practitioners whether you're in person or through different vehicles. Also restoration-based knowledge sharing and convenient information exchange and learning opportunities. Other things you said you needed was peer-to-peer consulting. Also a web-based clearinghouse for information sharing and tools. We'll explain that in a minute. More about public education. Also participate more and learn more about watershed-hosted field trips and workshops, and also putting together some formal and informal working groups, and then, if possible, and this will be developing through webinar trainings. So
what we have done in the last 3 years, we've been pretty busy. One of the things, the place where you can find out the most about it is at crosswatershed.net. We had an interim website up for a year or so, and now we have the full Megillah live in person, and you'll see more if you come and visit with us, or just go to crosswatershed.net yourself. I think the most significant part of it, there are a couple, but the most significant part is you can search practitioners, those who are working on river restoration projects, by the type of expertise that they have indicated that they're either interested in or are experts in. There are events that we will be posting at conferences that participants can post themselves. There are cross-watershed network groups by watershed, and for each group there's a forum. So we're just beginning to populate that. So they're currently unmoderated, so we're going to just see how that goes. You can talk to others about your code if you want to, or a very specific area of expertise. We'll be finalizing some interactive maps, which will show who's working with whom, what kind of projects are completed, started, and as we develop suggestions from those who are participating in the Cross-Watershed Network, we'll develop and increase the number of links that we have to resources that we feel or have heard are helpful for you. So how this would work is Glenn can tell David about how to develop a planning project. Chris can talk to the NRCS about some swiffle habitat issues they're wrestling with. Sparky's going to give Anna a call and give her some help with some water resource requirements. And NRCS, in fact, might clue Glenn in about a project he might want to go after. David can help Sparky with some volunteer recruitment he needs, and Anna can help David with his monitoring plans. And if this at the beginning kind of looked like pie in the sky, this would be really cool, but this is actually how it's working. So some of those people are here, and they probably could attest to the fact that this is the type of dynamic that we've been seeking, and in fact what's beginning to occur. And if one thing that we have talked about for a while, and now we sort of have actually a real tool, is among a subset of those who are participants in the Cross-Watershed Network. We now have over 100 participants signed up, are those who have identified a subset of their interests in which they're really experts. And those people are linkers. So if you're a participant, you can choose to be a linker. You apply just by pressing a button. You choose those areas that you would like because of your either professional interest or personal ilk. Like to connect those with information that folks might not be able to find on a Google search or within your colleagues or within the folks that you know through steering committees or working groups, and you want some help. You want a personal, like, I got to find something about this. And so that's a person that you can contact. That person is going to respond to you within, we're saying, a couple of days, 2 working days, and to just chat, email, and help you on your way to finding a solution. So these people are not the consultants that are going to give you the answer. Their job is to connect you with those because of their broad or diverse or area of expertise that's specific to your topic.
Okay, so as we queue up a video, the last workshop was held, the one before this was in the fall. It was in Escalante, Utah. We had an opportunity to film the workshop, a lot of the field trips, and also interview a lot of folks that are participants in the Cross-Watershed Network. And really, it's everybody here. We just need you to actively get involved. So if we have that video, if we could cue that up and roll it, and then afterwards we're going to talk to you about how to sign up and ask you, remind you to stop by the booth if you haven't seen it. It's right outside the door, and then we've got the Cross-Watershed Network brightly on the wall for you. So video should be popping up here, and several of you that are here today have been participating in the Cross-Watershed Network and the last meeting that we had in Escalante. So here's the video.
Across the Southwest, there are so many beautiful and dynamic landscapes whose health is being affected by human and natural disturbances. Restoration work in these landscapes is being done at a watershed scale. This kind of work is often untried, and it requires coordination between many groups: government agencies, private landowners, conservation organizations, and local communities. The Cross-Watershed Network was created to face these challenges with a collaborative spirit, empowering restoration practitioners to learn from each other and to leverage their joint experience. So the Cross-Watershed Network helped promote and facilitate a cross-visit between the Verde River and the Grand Junction region in Colorado. The Verde River Valley in Arizona is interested in creating a riverfront project. They want to connect all the assets they have along the river, their state wildlife areas, their national parks, and they want to promote the development and the recreational and cultural and environmental values of their river system. So they turned to us in the Grand Valley and Grand Junction because we've been working on a similar project called the String of Pearls since 1987. We had the pleasure of hosting them last April. We were able to do a tour of our trail system and park system that stretches along 30 miles of the river in Grand Junction, and we were able to share lessons learned.
I am absolutely excited about the Cross-Watershed Network. It was an idea, actually, that you're watching turn into almost a movement of people that are saying, look, we need to be able to depend on each other. We need to be able to trust each other. We need to be able to be open with each other to be able to accomplish these projects, because there is no line between one watershed and the next. It's all one huge ecosystem, and we all have similar goals. Developing those relationships, it's amazing. It's like the intangible stuff, but that's where you make progress.
So I think my biggest aha moment that I'm taking home from the workshop is just learning about how the other watershed partnerships are engaging with the private landowners and the public in their watersheds. It's something that our watershed group's been struggling with. We have a lot of involvement from agencies and conservation organizations, but we've really been missing that landowner contribution to the watershed. And I just heard about a lot of different techniques and ways that we could maybe work on engaging them. So I want to take that home and give some of those a try.
So I get to work with 4 collaborative partnerships working across the Southwest to restore entire lengths of watersheds. And the work is complex, and there's a lot we can learn from each other. I had the opportunity to work with a couple of conservation corps, as well as meet with some of the planners and the practitioners to help them know what our capacities are and look ahead to the future on what needs are out there and how we might address those needs together.
Yesterday, hearing the discussions of people in the watersheds really interested in working with academics and working with the universities, but there's always a cost barrier to that where you have to pay to work with faculty directly. But the University of Utah has the Undergraduate Research Opportunities Program, and this is a way where the watersheds could partner with the university and get undergraduates to work on their individual research projects. So it's a benefit to the university to be able to provide this learning experience to the students as well as to the organizations we work with.
In addition to connecting partnerships with technical resources at the University of Utah, we're also providing experiential learning opportunities for law students. Environmental and mediation clinic students at the S.J. Quinney College of Law have worked with me as co-facilitators for the Escalante River Watershed Partnership.
The Cross-Watershed Network has been a success because they've got a 3-pronged strategy for how to connect people. One of those is the face-to-face workshop. The other is the website they've created that's a communication forum. And the other is this concept of linkers that, each person in a watershed has the ability to connect dots with resources in another watershed. I might be able to connect someone with a workforce that they don't previously have. Another person in the Southwest, miles away, can just simply connect a resource that they have with a practitioner that needs it.
The Cross-Watershed Network is not a network without you. We need you to get on that website, to let us know that you're interested, to sign up, and then from there, just go back and chat. Ask a question, put it out there. That is what's important, because that's how it spreads. One friend talking to another friend until we've developed a network of people that are working in or interested in improving and protecting our watersheds. Okay. It's rolling again, so we can stop it. Chip Norton, is he here in the room? There's Chip. One of the Watershed Network workshops was recently held, actually probably about a year ago, in the Verde watershed. And Chip is here just to talk from the perspective of a watershed that has hosted a recent watershed a workshop, and also how it's of benefit.
Thanks, Deborah, and good morning, everybody. Well, to get back to what's involved in hosting a Cross-Watershed Network workshop, short-term outcomes and outputs, it's a lot of hard work. You really have to, when you realize that your watershed's going to be featured to an entire region, you find that you really work hard to present yourself well to others. It's a little like when you're going to host a house party, and you may actually clean the refrigerator and your windows and everything to be ready. So that's the benefit. And a short-term outcome, I think, is exhaustion when it's over. But looking back on it 18 months later, I can honestly say that the Verde watershed, because we hosted the inaugural Cross-Watershed Network workshop, have built capacity, and that there are outcomes that, looking back, we see now that we can directly tie to hosting that workshop. I think it really increases your credibility in the broader conservation community. A couple of examples, we did a lot of case studies at that workshop where we had consultants come in, like Stillwater Sciences and others. All of those consultants are now engaged doing projects in our watershed. And those are funded by others that attended the watershed. So it really brought all those resources to bear in our watershed and increased our capacity. And I think some of the relationships that we developed at this workshop as a result of hosting it, in other words, the benefits you get from attending are tangible, but it's emphasized and magnified with you host when you host it, and especially in terms of sustainable funding as a result of developing, I think, a more serious relationship with partners and with funders. We now have two or three things going on that I think are the closest we've come to so far in terms of having sustainable funding to do large landscape conservation in our area. You know, now we have 5-year projects and 3-year projects that are funding, and I think all of you know that are engaged in that annual funding cycle of every year having to go out and find funding. It's just nice to know that you have 3-year funding sources, 5-year funding sources. And I can really tie these back to hosting this workshop. And I think I'll leave it at that. Thank you.
Thank you, Chip. So we're going to wrap up. And Stacy has an announcement that we're pretty excited about Cross-Watershed Network. But we thank you for your attention. And please come sign up to log in. We'll take you through the website if you haven't seen it before. And we encourage you to participate because it's all about us. Thank you.
So we're all about delivering hot off the press information at this conference, and we just found out about 20 minutes ago that we were approved through the VISTA OSM program. The Cross-Watershed Network is going to get a VISTA position for the next 3 years to help build the network and really try and help us take the capacity that we've developed so far to the next level so that we can really serve all the participants in the network. So if you know of anybody that's interested in being a VISTA volunteer, I'll be sending an email announcement out about it, but you can come talk to me and I can get you more information. And finally, the next after the break session that's in this room is a Cross-Watershed Network workshop, and we're going to be focusing on collaborative partnerships. We have 3 really great watershed coordinators, Anna Schrank, Melissa May, and Daniel Oppenheimer, that are going to be here, and we're going to facilitate a really great problem-solving workshop. So if you are banging your head against the wall or trying to be persistent, as Jennifer Pitt said, in terms of working with other people and getting your partnership to do great things, this is a great workshop for you. So we'll hope to see you there. Thanks.